Hey guys, Wolverine Kid here, coming to you again. Welcome back to my comic book review. How's everybody doing out there? It was a pretty decent week. Very, very decent week indeed. Uh, very much I enjoyed. Basically, I got books from DC, Marvel, of course. DC and Marvel, of course. Dynamite, Image, and one book I wanted to review before from Vertigo that I didn't get to review, that I told you guys last review that I was going to review. So we're going to kick this off, really start it off. Let's just pretty much kick it off. First of all, I want to say once again, I told her before, but yesterday was a birthday for someone that I watch, and I believe she watches as well. From the first family of comics, or used to be Comic Book Mom. Yesterday was her birthday, Audrey. Once again, happy related birthday. Hope you had a blessed day as always, and I hope you celebrated and had fun with the family. So once again, happy birthday. Alright, if you don't know who that is, check out the channel. It's fun. First family of comics, and it suits them well because they get the whole family into it now. Her and Craig and the kids. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy that very much. But now to the comic review, right? Alright. So we're gonna kick this off in Dynamite. And that's none other than Turok. Oh, sorry about that glare. Oh, damn, that glare. Turok. I apologize for the glare. My lamp is hitting that glare. But Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. This is issue number 2. Greg Pak and Mirko Kolak does the writing. Does the artwork. Sorry. I love that cover. Cool cover. Badass cover. Turok looking badass in all his glory. This issue picks up right where the last issue left off, and this time around we get to see Turok do some damage to the Crusaders that come on the island and take his fellow tribesmen hostage and things like that. Now, why are these Crusaders here? What is their purpose? Are they here to colonize Manhattan? Because they are on Manhattan. The year is 1210 AD. Okay? But why are they here? Well, basically they're here for gold. They're looking for gold, and they believe that they want to know from the fellow tribe. Now, once again, I don't know what tribe they are. I believe they could be, if we're talking about Manhattan, I could be thinking maybe Mohawk or so. I'm not predominantly sure, because there were a lot of tribes in Manhattan at the time. But that's just me being the geek and the geography craze that I am. But pretty much there, guys. In a sense, we see, like I said, the Crusaders are here looking for gold, and unfortunately they don't speak the language, so it's a language barrier, and Turok and one of the tribesmen that would bully him are watching this, and he's all like, Turok, come on, we gotta do something. And almost in a sense, Turok's like, I don't have to do anything. You know, you guys, why should I help you people? You guys tormented me. You kicked my family out of, you chased my family out of the tribe, and you exiled us and everything like that. So why should I help? In a sense, it's going to that manner. And you start to realize, like, in a sense, just like, I understand, Turok, what they have done to you, but these people are trying to hurt. You know, you got to stand for something. And we really start to see that. And unfortunately, one of the Crusaders' daughters comes out, and she kind of is like, almost like, Father, why are you doing this? Let them go and everything like that. And unfortunately, the high chief, his daughter, gets captured, and one of the Crusaders, I'm forgetting his name, his daughter asks her father to, can she have the chief's daughter? And she's like, "Ooh, you look like fun." And I'm like, this ain't gonna go well. And the chief's daughter is trying to talk to the Crusader's daughter. Sorry, I'm forgetting their names right now. And she's like, "You girl, please tell your father we don't know what's going on." And we start to see that the Crusaders have brought the dinosaurs with them, which is kind of interesting because I'm like, wow, they brought the dinosaurs. You know, they brought the velociraptors and things like that, and it's kind of they go into detail that they've been training and using the thunder lizards, as they call them, for a long time in their battles and things like that, and it's kind of interesting. But once the chief's daughter get involved, Turok just flips, and it's just like something snaps in him, and then it's just like, okay, I gotta go to work. And he shoots one of the guards full blank, bam, just hits one of them with a bow, knocks the guy down, and then they go at it. Turok uses the tools of the trade, what you would expect someone who is raised in the land to know how to use to take out the Crusaders, because they're not known to the land. They don't know what's out there. He uses quicksand traps, foxholes, you name it, a lot of traps that he gets a lot of them. And at one point, he actually leads them to a trap. They fall into the trap, and what's at the bottom of that trap? One of their own dinosaurs, the Velociraptor. And it was just like, yeah. And action-packed at the end. Turok is able to save the tribe, and he's just like, all right, let's go get him. Like, come on, let's get him. And unfortunately, their morale is down. They need to regroup, and it kind of left in a sense like, okay, let's regroup. But it's the ending that really kind of gave the Crusader leader like, okay, you want to play hard, we can play hard. And he says, open the Bombay, I guess the door of one of their ships. And what comes out, I'm not gonna spoil it, but we're seeing some big trouble coming, and I'm talking big trouble. But this was really good. Greg Pak still doing after 2 issues, you have just really done a good job with one of my favorite Native American heroes and characters, Turok. Good job, keep it up. All right. Man, getting a little dark already. Damn, I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. My room gets dark really fast. I don't know. But we move on to Image. And that's none other than Velvet #4. We got the team once again. The band's back together. Forgot all you guys out there that love spy, espionage books. This is where it's at. We're 4 issues in. This is not too late to jump on this book. Ed Brubaker and Stephen Epton, the people that rebirthed Captain America in all its glory, back again. Velvet #4. All right, for those who don't read Velvet, this takes place during the Cold War. So we know what that era is, the 70s, you know, and up. And Velvet Templeton here works at an agency that's kind of like a very Black Ops agency, but she's good in her own way. She's like Black Widow, but a little bit like basically the way I look at this is, what if Black Widow got older? What if she got older? If she didn't have all the super soldier serums in her that keep her from aging, what if she got older and became like a secretary for an agency or so, but then was brought back into the game because of something that happens? That's pretty much how I look at this. And Velvet here, or Templeton, Velvet Templeton as she's called, that's her name. She is brought back into the game because one of their own is killed, and someone that she actually liked. And she realizes that there's some things that's going on that doesn't add up of how this great agent, I think he's instead of 00, they're X. I think he was X8 or X18, I believe. And she's trying to figure out what happened. But unfortunately, her hands get tied because she gets caught into what she thought was someone of their own, a former agent, killing their agents now, and then someone sets her up, in a sense. And now she has to kind of go in deep, find out who's setting them up, who set her up, and of course the agency that she works for is trying to find out who they are. And in this, she is in Monaco, and she's at a ball, and she needs to look for this Russian that she knew back in the 50s, that she met before, that she almost killed. And does she get to that former Russian agent? Yes, she does. But it's just a lot of wet work, spy, good, wholesome, good stuff in this. Especially, I love the scene where we see Velvet fighting some of these Russian spies now that are coming after the former Russian spy that she's looking for, and what she does to this guy's lip, jaw, like she, oh my god, it was just like, ooh. Should I show it? Yeah, I'm gonna show it. Oh my god. You talk about painful. Alright, here we are. Here she is, right there. That's the girl. She's fighting, and she's doing a good job. I love the line that she uses, which is really cool. I love the line. I'm gonna say it for you guys. Okay, here's something you should know. You should know about any fight. Any fight that lasts longer than 5 seconds is hell. And I prefer 1 second kind. Where I'm the only one who even knows there is a fight. I got lucky in the past few weeks because she's kind of really out of the game. You know, she's been out of the game for a while, but she knows that these guys are pros, so she has to. And she knows when it gets close quarters, it's hell for her, in a sense. But here's what she does to this guy. There she goes. She hooks the guy's lip, as you can see right there. See that? And then what does she do? Look right there. She pulls, yanks his lip, and it's just like, oh my god. But Velvet is cool. She has this attitude about her that I love. It's like she's sassy but classy in all. And she knows how to use people. She knows the spy game so well. And I love the in-depth monologues of when she's talking to us about the spy game, and also about what's the misconceptions of a spy and things like that, which I love. Once again, this is really good. Didn't want to spoil too much for you guys, but this has been really good. And we're only 4 issues in. Brubaker and Stephen Epton do a good job. The artwork is great. Epton's artwork is just still kicking ass as always. And Brubaker, you're one of my favorite writers. You're nailing it, sir. Keep up the good work. I'm hooked. I'm on board. You got me hooked, and all you got to do is reel me in like a bass. It's going to take some time, so I guess you can call me a marlin, but it's going to take me some time, but I'm hooked. You got me hooked. This is good stuff. Velvet #4, guys. Check it out. Alright? So that was from Image. Now, one of the books I wanted to talk about, but I didn't get a chance, but I thought I'd just add it into this poll, because just to add it. A Vertigo book. Now, you guys are probably asking, are you still reading The Wake? Yeah, I got to catch up on The Wake, though. I'm missing issues on that one, but I got to catch up on that one. But this Vertigo title was really interesting to me. It's written by Rob Williams and Simon Kobai does the artwork. And this is a miniseries, one of 6, and it's called The Royals, Masters of War. This was really good. I very much enjoyed this. Rob Williams, excuse me. I'm saying Simon Williams. Rob Williams, I'm sorry, sir. I know his writing. Good writing. This takes place during the Blitz. Now, for all you historians out there, you know when the Blitz happened. 1940s, World War II. Basically, in this story goes of saying that there is a family, a royal family. They're called the Windsors. And it's basically saying that everyone in the royal family has powers. They're the only ones in the world that have powers. And they don't get involved in the war at all. They're not getting involved in the war. Now, you would think that's a good, you would feel that, oh, well, okay, they're royals. They don't need to get involved. Why is it there? But then you look at it from, it's their country, you know. Their country is being bombed by the Nazis, so why shouldn't they get involved? They have the power. Why shouldn't they? Use their powers for the greater good, right? You may be right, because some of them are feeling they should. The prince, he feels that he should get involved. He's the younger prince. And the thing about it is, there's a lot of, they kind of go into detail like, they're the only ones that have powers, and their family bloodline goes way back. Like, everyone in their family has had powers. However, the stronger the bloodline, the stronger they are. So that means a lot of incest. Ugh. So we're talking like, ugh, okay. I'm not big on incest. If anybody is, I don't know what the fuck is your problem. Okay, but that right there just caught me, because I had to read that twice when I read that, because one of the soldiers of the war, one of the soldiers, I think he's a lieutenant in the one, and he's talking about him. He's talking to one of his sergeants about it, and he knows the detail about it. And then he's talking to, and one of his sergeants is like, so why are they not involved, sir? Why are they not involved, sir? And he's just like, he feels that they're cowards. He feels like they don't want to get their hands dirty. They're a bunch of bloody cowards. And, you know, I was just loving, you know, it's like, okay, this is getting interesting. And then he goes into detail. The bloodline goes all the way back to the medieval times, and you see them battling. Almost, I believe they're saying, I believe I saw the Black Knight. I could be wrong, but if it is, then the Black Knight is part of their bloodline. And he's just battling these people in different countries and things like that. I believe it's Jerusalem. Could be wrong. But, yeah, it gets really in-depth. And then he starts talking about, yeah, and there's a lot of inbreeding, a lot of incest, Sergeant. And then that just was like, oh, God. And then, so I knew right away where this was going. And that's where he said, the stronger the bloodline, the more powerful they are. And we see a little bit of infighting between the Windsors. But the younger prince, he wants to get involved. And we see him finally get in the war. And he jumps into battle. However, we see something, that reason why they don't get involved in the war. Because the head, the king, when he finds out in the paper that one of his sons got involved, we kind of get a reason why. Because it showcases right there when the prince bombards and goes in and takes out these Nazis. No problem. Just like that, we see somebody else jumps involved that is his equal. And then that's where it hits us, where he says it. You fool. Did you think that we were the only bloodline family that has powers? And it's just like, ooh, okay. So that's why they don't get involved, because there are other royal families out there like them. And it's a German royal family, so it's like, dun dun dun, ooh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So this was good. I enjoyed this very much. Very good job. Gave us a good suspense. The artwork was really good. I very much enjoyed the artwork. And good job, Mr. Williams. Good job on the writing. And Mr. Colby, I hope I'm saying your name right, sir. Good job with the artwork. Good stuff. All right. Now that came out a few months, I think a month ago or so, or 2 months ago. I could be wrong, but I wanted to talk about that because that's I do recommend that. Not too late to jump on board that. All right. So that's all independent. Let's move on into the DC side. And we're going to Batwing number 29. Justin Gray, Jim Palomino, Eduardo, I hope I'm saying your name right, sir. Pancita. If I butchered your name, sir, I apologize right off the bat. But first of all, I love that cover. As you all know, what was going on, Tamara Fox was kidnapped, and when she was discovered, the doctors told Lucius Fox and the family that she's on drugs. She's like, Mr. Fox, has your daughter been doing drugs? And Lucius Fox is like, my daughter does not do drugs. They found drugs in her system because they found her abandoned, like in a carnival, and it was like, ooh. So we have basically once again Batman and Alfred is telling Bruce, like, do you really think it was a good idea having one of your best employees, somebody you care about, as one of your one of your charges, sir? And you see Bruce really contemplating on that. He's like, he's really angry about it. He's like, should I? He's really like, in a sense, like, did I make the right choice of making Luke Fox the new Batwing? Should I have went with somebody else? So he's like, yeah, he really contemplates that. And Luke is pissed. He is pissed. His sister is in this predicament, and he's not gonna wait for Batman. He's gonna go in himself to figure out what's going on. And he goes in deep. He goes in and he finds that there's another world underneath Gotham, a subterranean world that is just like, whoa, holy shit. It's like, this was always under Gotham? Really? And there's a different code of justice in that world, which you would figure is. They don't take too kindly to strangers. They dish out their own justice. And Luke is just pissed. He wants to know, was this girl here? He's showing the people, and they're not talking. And it gets to the point, the people that run them want Luke out, and they're gonna do by any means necessary to get Luke out of there. And it leaves us on a cliffhanger where Luke is in dire need because he's angry. Anger clouds the judgment, and you're fighting angry. You're not thinking straight. And we see Batwing is in a whole lot of trouble, and it leaves us on a cliffhanger, which I'm not going to spoil, but let's just say this. Luke is in a world, in an element. He's out of his element right now, and he's angry. So it's like, ooh, how do you deal with this, Luke? How do you get out of this? But it leaves on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to spoil, but if you are reading Batwing, you know what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Detective Comics number 29. This is the Gothtopia arc that's going on. John Layman, Aaron Lopesky, Art Thedberg. I hope I'm saying your name right again. If I'm butchering anybody's name, I apologize. But once again, I believe this is the end of Layman's arc run, because there's a new creative team coming in later on, I believe. But you did a good job, Mr. Layman. Very good job. Bruce, it looks like Bruce is in the clutches of Mr. Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow. Scarecrow has almost everybody you can think of under his control of the family. Catwoman. I saw Batwoman, Batgirl, I believe Jason Todd, and many others. And so, in a sense, sorry guys, I saw a commercial and I saw, sorry. In a sense, guys, the Scarecrow thinks he has Batman under his grasp with this more powerful toxin. However, we all should know no, because Bruce took a toxin, took a antitoxin to fight it. Thanks to, and besides that, we also have oh my god, Poison Ivy, excuse me. How can I forget Ivy? Dummy. Ivy involved, and remember, she's immune to it. She's immune to all kinds of toxins. Don't work on her. And so she was helping Batman. However, we know that it ain't working, but Bruce is making Scarecrow believe that, yeah, I'm under his control and he's doing whatever Scarecrow tells him. Yada yada yada. You know the whole detail. And unfortunately, Bruce is like, okay, enough of this. Let's end this. And he does. You know, basically it does. Good story. It was cool. And I love the line where Commissioner Gordon saying, you know, to Batman, I noticed Ivy wasn't there. Where did she get to? And he's like, I don't know. He just says, he's like, I gave Ivy a pass. He's talking to us, the readers. I gave Ivy a pass because she helped me out. But if she crosses the line, yeah, I'll get her. Which is cool, you know, showcase. Yeah, Bruce has a heart. He's like, okay, you help me, I'll help you. I'll give you a pass. But the epilogue is really good because it's between Batman and Catwoman. I'm not going to spoil what that was. That was good, decent. Check it out for yourself if you haven't read Detective Comics. Number 29. I believe this could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But this, I believe, is the final, John Layman's run. His run on Detective is done, and a new creative team is coming in with all new stories. And I believe it's Francis Manapul. Could be wrong, but if it is, I'm looking forward to it. Good stuff. All right, so we move on to Earth 2, 21, Shattered Fate. First of all, that cover is shocking, but good cover. Does this happen? Is this in the story? Is this like kind of advertising how Fate is in the story? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Tom Taylor. Good job. I've said it before, guys. Earlier when I returned, I said Tom Taylor is just doing a fantastic. He took the slack. He took that ball from Mr. Robinson, and he's still running to the gold with it. He ain't stopping. Nicola Scott, artwork is beautiful, my lady. Good stuff. It's not looking good for the World Army in this. Oh my God. Superman is cleaning house. He's taking out the World Army. What he does to the Atom in this book. My God. Poor Atom. And I'm not talking, let me just say this. Not only did what he did to the Atom was already worse. Atom is giant size when he's doing it. And you want to know what else he did? You know that old saying, stop hitting yourself? It's highly showcased in this. The residents, there are other residents that are watching this in the Batcave. Batman, Jimmy Olsen, Red Tornado, some of the refugees are still in the Batcave. And they're really, Red Tornado's really contemplating like to Batman, because we all know who this Batman is. They're like, you're nothing like the old Batman. He was a tactician great. And you're staying in this cave and doing nothing. Connor Hawk, who is the Red Arrow of Earth 2, is basically like, we got to get out there. And he's like, Batman's like, yeah, sure, go out there, get yourself killed, shoot your little arrows and get yourself killed. And, you know, Jimmy is like, I know what I got to do. And he hacks the computers and talks to the Commander Khan, the leader of the World Army, who is in the island of the Amazons, or the former island, Themyscira, if you want to call it that. I believe they call it that. Could be wrong. And they know that they need help. So what do? They call Atlantis. And that's where it gets even very much intense. People are trying to leave Earth. And I'm not going to spoil what happens there. What Superman does there, I look at that and I'm just like, it almost makes me want to cry, because in a sense, it's just like, that's not Clark. What did they do to you? Like, it's just like, what did they do to you? You're not yourself. You know, full-hearted, that only he could be brainwashed like that, he would do something like that. It's just like, it gets you right here. I swear to you, it gets you. You're just like, oh my God. And it just gets more intense, more grittier, and it's just leading to more of a holy hellstorm. And it's just like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? That's how it's looking. It's like, what are they gonna do? Who's gonna stop them? Who's gonna stop any of this? How? Who, what, where, how? All of that stuff you could just put into there. But Earth 2 was good. Good job, Mr. Taylor. And you thought Earth 2 was good? Anybody who's reading this, Green Arrow, number 29. This is The Outsiders War Part 4, Book 4. Jeff Lemire. I swear to, I kid you not, sir. If you were standing next to me, I've said it before plenty of times, I'd kiss you. Because you took Ollie and you just took your fist and you knocked down that wall and say, no, I'm just not gonna, no, Ollie's not just gonna be a little secondary book that's gonna just be there. Nah, Ollie's not just gonna be a secondary hero that people just gonna like, I can pass that. Nah. You're gonna read this book, damn it. And in a sense, that's exactly what his run has done for the Green Arrow. Ollie is in Prague, and he's taking the fight to the Outsiders. He's going in. In the meanwhile, back in Seattle, Diggle, damn it, I'm forgetting his Ollie's coat. See, now I have to go look. Thought I could remember their names. I'm so good with names though, and I can't believe I forgot that. Diggle, oh god. Okay, Diggle, Naomi, can't believe I forgot that name, and Henry are in Seattle, and they're trying to get some lead on who are they trying to get lead on again? I can't believe I'm getting that name again. Trying to get, I apologize guys, they're trying to get the means of taking down Richard Dragon, pretty much. So that's what's going on with Diggle and the gang. But Ollie is taking the fight to the Outsiders, and Ollie's just showcasing he's not playing. He's using a lot of trick arrows. They're working. He's getting in. And what's going on with Emiko, his sister, she's really kind of in a crossroads, because she was told that her mother, Shadow, was dead, but she's not. And Ollie's father killed her, which is not. We find out that he's still alive too. And Ollie's pissed off about that. And he's like, they could rot on that island together. I don't care. But it gets really intense when the fight gets to him and Komodo. We also get to see the appearance of Onyx. So they've introduced Onyx back into the fold. However, the 52 version of Onyx is not bald, but I believe she's still African American, and I don't believe she's a member of she was a former member of the League of Assassins. I wish they'd have kept that, but she's not. And when she meets Ollie, she's just like, it's kind of an honor to meet one of you superhero types, but she's kind of like underestimating Ollie, and Komodo's like, don't underestimate him, because if you do, you might lose an eye. I lost an eye. And they have Ollie. And Emiko is really like, they have Ollie at her mercy. Emiko has arrow pointed at Ollie's head, and she's like, Ollie, kill him. And Ollie's like, Emiko, don't do it. Don't listen to him, please. Like, he's like, don't listen to him. Trust me, don't listen. She's just like, where's my mother? And where's my mother? She wants to know. And once again, Emiko has a kind of a Karai-esque feel to it as well, which I look at. And she's just like, where's my mother? Where's my mother? And it gets really intense from there. And Ollie he hits it. He tells her, Emiko, I'm your brother. And it's like, ooh, whoa, okay. And you can see it from Mr. Sorrentino's artwork. You can see the look on her face, and she just like, I can't, Father. And it's almost like, oh. And right there, I'm gonna end it, because it ends on a, holy shit. Really, Mr. Lemire? Really? Ooh. How's that going to happen? But it was good. It was good. Alright. So, we move on to Marvel. I got 5 Marvel books for you to cover. And we're going to kick this off with none other... Oops, sorry. We're going to kick this off with none other than... Yeah. Moon Knight, #1. This is volume 7, I believe, of Moon Knight. Warren Ellis takes over the writing, and Declan Shalvey does the artwork. Good artwork, not bad. So, where does Mr. Warren Ellis take Moon Knight in this direction? First of all, did I like it? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm a Moon Knight fan. I've been reading Mark Spector since, God knows, since I was 13. So I followed him. Once I saw him appear in a Spider-Man book, I was like, who's this dude? Who is this dude? I like this guy. Who's this guy? And I'm big, you know me guys, I'm a big mythology buff, and the mythology of him being around a Egyptian deity, and I'm like, okay, this is good stuff. But Mr. Warren Ellis takes us in a different direction in a sense, because we got Moon Knight in a suit, a white suit. Really cool. It has at first, when I read it, the way it looked at first was, it's kind of contemplating of, a lot of people still thinking, no, Moon Knight, they're saying, this guy's crazy, he talks to himself, he's got disruptive DID, god damn it, what's that condition called again? Basically has split personality disorder, but it's got a name. It's called DID. Ah, crap. See, now I gotta know what it is. DID. DID. Dissociative identity disorder. So basically, he thinks he's hearing voices. Basically we saw with the last series with Bendis, he had another couple more personalities in there, a Captain America, Wolverine, and a Spider-Man. But in this, it kind of seems that Mark Spector seems to have everything under control. He's cured. He's not like that anymore. But a lot of people, he goes under this as the identity as Mr. Knight, a concerned citizen that, because in a sense, there is a crazy slasher in New York and cutting people up, taking body parts, and the cops are really kind of don't know what to make about it. When they see him coming, they believe he's Moon Knight, and which a lot of people know is him, but the cops seem to play it off like, no, that's not who you think it is. Oh, that's just Mr. Knight. He's just a concerned citizen. Things like that. And it has Moon Knight is almost like Sherlock Holmes in this. He's deducing the evidence, and he's giving his prognosis and his deduction on the crime scenes, and he goes into detail about it. So he goes with his gut and looks for the killer. And a lot of the cops are saying, no offense, Mr. Knight, but you're just one man, and if this guy sees you coming, you're in a bright white suit. If this guy's gonna see you coming a mile away. And Moon Knight, it's always been that notion of, why does Moon Knight wear this bright white costume? And it's like, and it's always been that he wants people to see him coming, and he says that once again. Mr. Ellis plays that up. And what I also love to always thank Mr. Ellis is that he's kept that notion that yes, Moon Knight was killed. It wasn't fake. It wasn't made up. He died. He was rebirthed, brought back to life by the Egyptian god of Khonshu, and to be his avatar and things like that. And I like that they keep that in mind. The slasher in this is like some crazed, I don't know what to think of it. I mean, he looks like a mixture of Quasimodo, Razor Fist, and the Frankenstein monster all wrapped up into one. Missing body parts. He looks like something out of one of those hybrid mutants out of These Hills Have Eyes. That's how I looked at it. He's like one of those too. But it would seem that he was a former soldier, former SHIELD agent, and he got really messed up on a mission, and almost in a sense he's saying like they didn't help him. So he had to take it upon himself to do what he can to survive. So in a sense, he's hacking up people, cutting out body parts, and using them. He's taking the best of people and putting them into him. And it's just like, ugh. So Mark goes in there, and does he take this guy out? Yes, he does. How cool. He takes him out cool, because it made a lot of sense how he did it. But I'm not going to spoil how he did it, but it was cool. And then we get to see what's been going on with what happened before Mark returned back to New York. And he goes to this doctor, and this doctor explains everything to him about DID and what Mark has. And I'm not going to spoil what that is, but I'm like, holy crap. Mr. Ellis, really? You're going that direction? Good stuff. Very good stuff. If you're a Moon Knight fan, you're going to love that. If you never read a Moon Knight fan, you might be kind of like, okay, I don't know really too much. I'm not really sure about this. But let's move on. Chris Yost and Marcus 2. New Warriors, number 2. Yeah. This was fun. Still fun. We get to realize who this Atlantean is once again. I knew who she was. Her name is Water Snake. Farah Nemora. That's what her name is. I hope this is not a new version, Namora Reborn, because I'm gonna be pissed at that because Namora is the cousin of Namor. Keep it that way. But, and this is not Namorita either, but Water Snake, when she meets Kane and Aransi, Kane just punches the crap out of her, and it kind of gets a little bit in depth in there. But we get to see who these black-faced Iron Man-looking people are. They are people that were supposed to, what are they called again? They're supposed to protect humankind. Oh, they're called the evolutionaries. That's what they're called. And they're taking out mutants because we don't know why. But we kind of find out why. Because Justice and Speedball, they battle these guys in Colorado when they're and they battle but they're able to stop them. However, these once they realize what Justice is, mutant, they are like deaf to him, and it gets dire from there. Those evolutionaries are dealing with what's in Colorado. Then we have the evolutionaries that were down in Atlantis, or I don't think it's Atlantis, but in the water, which brought Water Snake to the surface. We got Sun Girl. She's in the tunnels in New York, dealing with, once again, which I believe some remnants of the Morlocks, and the evolutionaries are dealing with them. And once we find out, someone else enters the phrase. A guy named, I believe his name is Michael, who is the other member that we saw on the first cover, who was Inhuman. And once again, once they read him, Inhuman, they flip out. And we see what's going on with Sam Alexander. Once again, I'm not going to spoil who has him, but if you read it, you know who has him. The Justice and Speedball go to Avengers Tower, and the Avengers are not there. But Jarvis is there, and Jarvis comes out and says, nice to see you, Mr. Arosvik and Mr. Baldwin, because he knows who they are. They're like, we need to. He's like, where's the Avengers? We need, and they're like, they're not here. They're out. It's busy. It's Avengers World now, and you know they're busy, and it's kind of funny. It's like, wow, nobody's in their tower, and they need to use the Avengers computer, and they're like, do you still use, transfer information to the X-Men? And they're like, yeah. And we get in depth what's going on, who these evolutionaries are, and it was cool. It was really cool. This was really good, fun stuff, and I can't wait to see how the team's gonna fully come together, because what I look at it from is now I'm starting to realize what Marvel may be doing. It seems now, for me, it would seem that the Inhumans, especially the Inhumans that have been born from what happened from in humanity, from what happened with the Terrigen Mist all over the city, and so all these new Inhumans coming out. What seems like now is the Inhumans are going to become what the mutants were. What mutants were, while mutants are still going to be there as kind of still like that, oh no, mutants, but still like, oh, you're a mutant? Okay. Like, kind of be looking almost like, okay, but the Inhumans are now gonna be like, this was the mutants now, in terms of like, mutants, and the Inhumans were like maybe under here. Now the Inhumans are gonna take that, knock them off that top of that rank, and be like, you're an Inhuman, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking. That's my idea, because if it's true they're gonna be doing Inhumans versus X-Men, I don't appreciate that. I'm not really feeling that, but I am feeling, I want to know that, I want to read that original sin, because I want to know who kills the Watcher, and why do you kill Watu? He's never done nothing, literally. I'm not so, but other than that, this was fun, very fun indeed. We get to see what the Inhuman who's going to be on the team, what he can do. And it's really cool. I enjoy that very much. But this was good. Chris Yost, no, he just does fun stuff, and he loves the young heroes. And even though Kane ain't really young, but and neither is Justice and Speedball, but this is just good stuff. The next volume of New Warriors, good. It's good. It's good. Punisher number 3, Mr. Edmondson. Fist bump. I don't want to spoil a lot on this, but the Punisher has met the enforcer of the the Soto cartel. I believe that's what they are, or I could be wrong. And this enforcer is, you can kind of look on the cover. That cover kind of gives it, well, don't really, but it's a villain who has electrical powers. So you probably can figure out who that is. Even though there are a couple of villains who have electrical powers. So if you don't know, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. Huh. No, I'm just no. But Frank Neal, he knows he's in for a shitstorm, and he knows he got to get out of Dodge. He got to take a tactical retreat. In the meantime, dealing with the cartel's enforcer, the New Holland Commandos are still on his tail, and it's just getting really, 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 really dire. And the situation is getting grim for Frank because everything is coming at him, and we don't know what's gonna happen, how's this gonna happen, things like that. And it ends on a bad note for Frank, and I'm gonna end it right there because don't want to spoil too much for you guys. But Mr. Nathan Edmondson, you still do a good job, doing a good job with this Punisher run. Keep it up, sir. Keep it up, my good man. All right, She-Hulk number 2, Charles Soule. Okay, I'm gonna say this once again, and I gotta say this. Writers, what was one thing that we always said about Miss D's, or that's what I call her, or Miss Kelly Sue DeConnick's Ms. Marvel run? Love the writing, hate the artwork, right? Once again, I said it when I reviewed the first issue. Love the writing, hate the artwork. Writing and artwork go hand in hand. What makes a book perfect is one of the things that make a book perfect. You get a good writer, you get a good artist, and especially if someone like She-Hulk, you damn sure need to get a good artwork. And I'm sorry to downplay your artwork, Mr. Pulido, but I'm sorry, but this just does not cut it for me. I want to show you. Look at that. Jen looks cockeyed. She looks cross-eyed. Like she, what if my brother said she looks like what was somebody from I believe it's Jimmy Neutron. What was that? Bobby? You remember the little Indian boy who was cockeyed? And Bobby, you know, that's how she looks like. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, she does. But in this sense, but besides the artwork, but still, Marvel, you want this book to succeed, right? Then you got to get a good artist on there. You got to showcase the Jade Glamazon as what she's supposed to look like. And in this sense, since now that Jennifer has her own private law firm, that she has thanks to the money that she got from the first issue, she now is hiring some, like, you know, some assistants and people like that. And she hires this very articulate but cool person who you just wouldn't really figure that she would hire. She is always with this monkey called Mimi or Himi, and she's like the monkey stays, and he goes everywhere I go, and they're like, okay. But she only has this one case, and she really is not really want to take the case, really. But so she goes out drinking with her old friend, with a good friend, which was good to see. It was, and I hate how they drew her. Hellcat, Patsy Walker, classic Marvel character. She's been around since the 1950s. Hellcat's in there, and Hellcat's getting drunk, and she's like, I'm bored. Let's go out, and I want to punch somebody. And she's like, let's go out, and she gets an intel from a SHIELD agent that AIM is using this warehouse. Now, is the intel real? Yes, it is. But Patsy's kind of drunk, so she kind of goes in headstrong, and Jen's just like, okay, I gotta watch my friend. Not gonna spoil what goes on in there, but it's cool. Does Jen really have to knock some heads? Not really. But the ending is really cool and real like shocker, because her next case is gonna be a big one. Let's just say somebody who is not native to America wants to have political asylum in America because he wants to defect from his country, and it's just like, ooh, okay, I want to see where this goes. But this was good. Mr. Soul is doing a good job, but please, Marvel, you got to get somebody else on this art. Please, I'm begging you. Yeah, I'm begging you. Please. We move on to Wolverine and X-Men number 1. This should be 43, not number 1. Jason Latour takes over. Muhammad Asara. If I butchered the name, I apologize. Takes over. And pretty much this is all about now Quentin now being a teacher's assistant. Wolverine is off doing he's doing his thing on a prison. He's back to his Patch look. He looks like Patch again. You gotta remember now, he doesn't have his healing factor. To me, that is stupid. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that. We've seen that done plenty of times. He loses his healing factor, and it's like, how does he get rid of his mutation? That's his mutation. It just doesn't work for me. That's stupid to me. I'm sorry. That's stupid to me. And why is he there? I'm not gonna spoil that. But it's more about, Storm has her hands full. A lot of this, because it's the summertime in a sense. School's out. And a lot of the students are there because they don't have any place else to go. So Storm is there, pretty much all alone. I mean, there are some students, you got Hazako, Armor there trying to do what she can. And Quentin's just like, I don't want to do this. He's kind of iffy, about it. And since he knows his future, it's like, well, a possible future. We don't know. Future can change. The future's not set in stone. But it's kind of interesting. Wolverine and Beast is out there. He's out in space with Warbird and Kid Gladiator and I believe Brood and Storm, and he's telling Storm like Alex said if you need his Avengers are on call if you need them, and Storm's like, I don't need this to become a military school. That's the last thing I need is Captain America waltzing around school. And I'm like, I looked at that and I'm like, really, Storm? You really think Cap is that military? I had to call that out. I'm like, really, Storm? I'm like, Aurora, I love you, but really, Cap is not that militant to think like that. But it really much centers around Quentin again and what's going on in his head. And there's a new student there that Eyeball Boy talks to. He named her Animal Girl, I believe that was her name, or Nature Girl or something like that, because she can communicate with animals. And she's got like horns like a deer that comes out of her head. And she's just looking at Krakoa and it was really interesting. Not gonna spoil who Wolverine is talking to, but he's on the cover. I'll give you that much. But it was good. I'm looking forward to seeing where Mr. Latour takes his run of Wolverine and X-Men. But still, once again, not too crazy about this number 1. Why don't you just make it number 43? Marvel, come on. You got to stop with the renumbering. Come on, please. I'm begging you. Stop that. I think we all are begging you to stop that. But it was good for what it was. I enjoyed it. And especially what's coming. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you. Hope you guys enjoy this. This is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace and love. You guys know. You don't have to, I don't even have to say, go check out. You guys should know. But by now, you guys take it easy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.